The Greek government, we heard in the news this morning, under pressure to enforce austerity in the Eurozone, by the Eurozone. That's where the pressure is coming from, and of course they're in the Eurozone. And more news today about their debt being higher than was projected. Of course, it's resulted in increased social tension. There's been political issues. And if we look at the Financial Times headline this morning, their headline today is the forecasts of the debt as a proportion of GDP, the dash hopes for the Greek debt target. So now to help us shed light on the state of the economy is Dr. Kostas Tsiaras, who is Deputy Foreign Minister of Greece, joining us in the studio. Good morning to you, Kostas.
Good morning.
With us is Craig Pfeiffer, still from ABSA Investments. Kostas, you've been battling with this for a long time. Bad news this morning for you. What does it mean?
Of course, we can't consider that is good news, but we know that this was going to happen. Because of the austerity measures, you understand that the crisis is going to be bigger in the next period. But the thing is that Greece was among the first European countries affected by the debt crisis. And we try very hard at this period to walk in a path that will give us everything good in the next period. So I believe that this is something that we expected, but we are going to pass over this, and the things are going to be better in the next year.
I've heard it said, particularly for countries like Greece and Italy and Portugal, where people sit on the street and have coffee and enjoy themselves, they say, but life goes on. And the feeling is that life will go on whatever happens. But some of the numbers, I mean, unemployment in Greece has risen, I think, to a quarter, 25%. You've asked for more time to pay back your debt. The Germans and others in Europe are saying we can't give you more time. You will run out of money if you don't get aid.
They haven't decided yet.
They haven't decided.
But we hope that they will decide for the extension, the 2 years extension. The point is that at this period we are trying to tackle a series of complex problems accumulated over many decades. So it is not easy from one moment to the other to pass all of this and make the things better. Of course, we have an ambitious economic adjustment program in order to improve our country's macroeconomic outlook and achieve fiscal adjustment. This is not easy to happen or to achieve, I say once more, from one moment to the other.
Doctor, to get out of the problems, you need to get the economy growing. You need the GDP growth there to bring in the tax revenues, and then those other problems, you can pay your interest bills and reduce the debt over time. What are the measures that are being put in place to get the economy going?
First of all, we have to take decisions. We have taken decisions about reforms that concern the country. I mean that priority is to get, first of all, is to get the tranche of 31.5 billion euros. And we believe that with this money we are going to have liquidity in the market. Of course, we have to do other things before. I mean, we need a smaller, more flexible and more productive public sector. We have to change things in what happens in the country. We have to decide for reforms. The point is that reforms have to combine with the cuts. And this is the main problem and the main reason for which we see all these not so optimistic scenarios above us.
Kostas, there is a view that certainly among some of the Greek people I know in South Africa, the Greek people, the Greek economy, the Greeks generally have been treated unfairly. If you look at the response by the Eurozone to Spain and Italy and bond buying, and people are saying, well, you know, why couldn't you be as accommodating towards Greece? It's almost like Greece has been set aside.
I told you before that, unfortunately for us, Greece was maybe the first European country affected by the debt crisis. The problem is that this crisis is not only Greece's problem or maybe Europeans' problem. It is a problem that has an international dimension, I could say this. And maybe we could talk about a global dimension. Thus requires global solutions. So we have to focus on the economic problem, not only for Greece, but for all the countries of the world. So it is a moment that European Union must approve the solidarity as a main purpose of its existence.
Kostas, the political process here, we know there are economic facts, you've got horrible figures about employment and debt and cuts and so on. The word austerity comes. We see on television these horrible pictures of Greeks fighting Greeks on the streets, fire bombs. It must have been a very upsetting time for the government.
I agree with what you say. Of course, it is an unpleasant situation for every one of us. The point is that there is no other path to follow in this situation. The only thing that we have to do is to try and decide for measures aiming at generating all-inclusive and job-creating growth that would regenerate our economy and diminish maybe the social impact of the crisis. It is not an easy situation. We know this very well. And I told you before that this happens because of the austerity measures. But once again, it's the only way that we have to follow in order to make our country better in the next year.
But politically it becomes very difficult. You have things imposed on you from outside. You lose your control over your own economy. Your own people say, how can you let them tell us what to do? The government runs the risk of losing the support of the country because of outside imposed measures.
The point is that the other political parties, besides the three that support the government, think that they can say anything they want without see the reality, without face the reality. And that is a very big problem because, as you understand, the citizens want the easy way and not the hard way. The point is that in our situation, there is only one way to follow, the hard way. The way with the austerity measures, the cuts, and of course the reforms that we have to do if we want to be in a better position. I believe that the situation is better now for Greece because with the recent visit of German Chancellor Angela Merkel, everyone has seen a major proof that we are now at the turning point of our crisis. So we believe that Angela Merkel, when she visited Greece, offered her support on what we do. That's why we believe that we are in the right way, and we believe that the European Union, with the decision maybe of the extension, the 2 years extension that will take
well, that seems to be crucial
in the next period, will give us the opportunity to meet our targets.
Great.
I was going to ask, what is going to be the game changer? You say you're at the turning point there. Is there something the ECB is going to do for Greece, or is it those partner countries in the Eurozone that are going to postpone the debt for a time or forgive debt? Or what is really going to be the driver that's going to push you around the corner?
I think that we are going to have more time first to do reality what we plan now, because it is not so easy to change the country or to change the society from one moment to the other. The Prime Minister and the government has decided to follow the hard way, and we are determined that this is the only choice at this moment to pass through this economic crisis. The point is that the whole world, mostly Europe, has to see that this is not only a Greece's problem. It is, of course, a very big problem for Greece, and everyone has focused on Greece. But the point is that other countries of the South Europe, just like Portugal, Spain, Italy, have about the same problems, the same economic problems, just like Greece.
Kostas, I have to ask you, we've talked about you looking at your country in this studio, it seems like for months, and I suppose everyone has. There are some economists and experts who come in here and say it's not a question of when, if Greece leaves the euro, it's a question of when. The drachma comes back, you go out, the currency weakens. Is that a possibility?
For us, the Grexit scenario is a catastrophe. I believe that we have in every way to stay in the Eurozone. And this is the belief, the thoughts of the whole government. So I don't want even to think that there is such kind of possibility for Greece to go out of the Eurozone. That's why we try so hard. That's why we take measures that no one likes. We know that very well. No one of us likes this kind of measures, hard measures, for the people, for the citizens, for the society. But the point is, as I told you before, that this is the only way to go through the economic crisis.